Asio, this is Wayne Winding Eagle with the story of the week. This week's story is about the tiger. Now, let me give you a little bit of history about the tiger. Uh, Obviously, tigers aren't in the Native American world. Um, we do have lions, but they're more mountain lions, but we don't have tigers. Um, and but the tigers also has a very ancient history about them. Uh, was doing a little research and discovered. Oh, my notes are about to go away from me. Uh, Historically, tigers were a Chinese culture symbol, which inspired storytellers, singers, poets, artists, and craftspeople for over 7,000 years. That's an amazing fact in itself. Uh, the evidence, this is evident because of the earliest tiger statue ever discovered was dated to the Neolithic period in China around 5000 BC. And since then, this has been a very important role for the tiger in Asian myth. Um, I also discovered that the tiger, obviously, as some of you already know, is part of the 12 Chinese zodiac animals. Uh, and ironically, uh, go away, people. Okay. And ironically, um, over the years, many political and military agendas. For example, during the Korean Chosen Dynasty, which was from 1392 to 1910, embroideries on commanders uh, decorated their uniforms and their outfits. It was supposed to command respect and fear for their strength and courage. Uh, Again, the tiger from 1910 to 1945 when the Japanese held colonial rule over Korea. Uh, the nationalists regarded tiger as a symbol of resistance to imperial rule. Uh, I also discovered that, ironically, tigers is one of the four super intelligent creatures, along with the dragon, the phoenix, and the tortoise, which is quite interesting because you wouldn't think that the tortoise would be all that intelligent, but he is. Also, something that I also discovered that which I never noticed on a Chinese calendar before, but the tiger, who's on one side of the zodiac, and the dragon are exactly across from each other. And the reason being is because, according to the ancient Asian culture and ancient beliefs, uh, the uh, the tiger who roars and the dragon who sings is requesting peacefulness amongst all. They are the yin and yang of the ancient culture. The equal, polar opposites, but yet uh, they present a equality of sorts to men and women, which I thought was quite interesting. And they're two universal forces: the tiger and the dragon. And again, I this is stuff that I learned doing my research about the tiger. Again, like I said, Native Americans don't have tigers in their history, so it would be kind of hard to pull from the Native American side. With that being said, this is a story that I read and listened to, and it's a very cute story, I would have to say. It is about how the tiger got his stripes. Now, according to the stories of when the forest was very young and the Creator had created all the animals and everything like that, some people would think that the peacock was the proudest animal of all the forest because of his plumage. Actually, it wasn't. The proudest animal in the forest was tiger. And he was very proud of the way he looked. I mean, he had big, large fangs for teeth. He had huge paws, very large claws. And he had a golden coat. And he was very proud of his golden coat and his claws and his paws and his fangs. And he was afraid of no one, absolutely no one, except the water buffalo. Because the water buffalo was strong and big, and he had 2 horns on the top of his head. So tiger never messed with buffalo. One day, as Tiger was walking through the forest, Tiger seen buffalo. And it was this little tiny creature having buffalo do things for him, work for him, and the little creature, the tiger couldn't understand because he didn't have claws and didn't have big teeth and like fangs like what he had, and he most surely did not have a golden coat. So he watched and he watched and he watched. He walked up to Buffalo after the little creature walked away and said, "Buffalo, I have a question for you. Why is it, as big and strong as you are, you take orders from that little creature?" Buffalo looked at him and kind of shook his head and he says, "Do you not know who that little creature is? That little creature is man. And no, he's not big and strong and doesn't have fangs or even a golden coat like you, Tiger, but he has wisdom." So Tiger sit there and thought for a moment and says, "So man has wisdom. I must have this wisdom. This way I will be the most feared creature in the forest." So he waited till the next day. He seen man walking to work. And man had some goats with him that he was leading to a pasture so they could eat and enjoy themselves and frolic and just have a really good day. Tiger jumps out and he scared man. He said, "Do you not know who I am? I am Tiger. Do you not see my claws? Do you not see these teeth? Do you not see this beautiful golden coat? I want something you have. And man looked at him. He was scared and he was nervous and he didn't know what to do. And he said, "What is it you want, Tiger?" Tiger looked at him. He says, "I want your wisdom. Give me your wisdom." Man looked at him and said, "Tiger, I can't give you my wisdom. I just can't give you wisdom." Tiger roared and he just got all kind of angry and looked at man and said, "You will give me wisdom. I demand it. You give me the wisdom." So man, again being a little fearful, said, "Okay, I will give you wisdom, but I do not have it with me. It's at my home." So Tiger thought for a second. He said, "Okay, I will wait right here. And you will go home and you will get that wisdom and you will bring it back to me." Man said, "Okay, I'll do that." But then man, as he started walking away, he turned around and he said, "Tiger, oh mighty Tiger, I'll gladly go get that wisdom for you. I have no problem getting that wisdom, but I'm afraid that if I leave, you will eat my goats." Tiger looked at him. He said, "I am not hungry right now. I will not eat your goats." "Yes, but I'll be gone for a while, Tiger, and you will get hungry." Excuse me. "And I'm afraid you will eat my goats." "I told you I'm not hungry. I will not eat your goats," said Tiger. So man thought for a moment. He said, "Tiger, oh mighty Tiger, will you allow me to tie a rope around the end of your tail and then tie the other end to this tree so that way you cannot get to my goats?" Tiger thought for a moment and, yeah, go ahead. Tie it to the end of my tail." So man tied the rope to the end of it, Tiger's tail. So man started walking away and he turned around again. He said, "Oh, Tiger, mighty Tiger, you're so strong and you have such big claws, and I'm afraid that you would take and cut the rope and eat one of my goats." Tiger says, "Look, tie my paws around a tree. That way I can't, I'm tied to the tree. I'm bound to the tree." So man agreed and he tied Tiger's paws to the tree and tied him close to the tree and he made it tight. Man started to turn around and walk away and he's like, "Tiger, you have such a big head and a strong jaw. I'm afraid that you're going to eat through my rope and then still get my goats. Do you mind?" "Yes, go ahead." So man tied his head to the tree. And after he did that, man walked away, but he took his goats with him. And he walked away and he left. Well, time goes on and the other animals walked by Tiger tied to the tree and they looked and they kind of snickered and laughed a little bit. Finally, a few hours later, Tiger started getting hungry. But prior to Tiger getting hungry, Buffalo walked by. Goes, Tiger, what have you gotten yourself into? And Tiger didn't answer, but he was getting hungry, and he waited and he waited a little bit longer, and few more hours go by, and Tiger was like, man, I'm getting hungry, and maybe I will just have one goat. Well, he was really hungry, and he was so strong. He pushed and he pushed and he did everything he could, and he got away from. He was trying to get away from the tree, and as he kept pushing and pushing, the ropes were getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Finally, Tiger broke loose, and he looked around. He kept looking around. And, where are the goats? Where's the goat? I'm so hungry. I don't know what I'm going to do. So he stood there for a minute. He says, I do not have wisdom, but I have large fangs, big paws, and large claws, and I have my golden coat. Well, he went on his day, and guess he found something to eat. Then he went to his favorite watering hole. And as he walked up to the water, he seen his reflection. And he seen all the black stripes on his golden coat. And he screamed, oh my God, what has happened to my beautiful golden coat? I have burnt it. I have put black stripes all over my body. What am I going to do? And then the other animals, they come by and they seen him, and they laughed and kind of made fun of him. And even Buffalo walked up, and with a little bit of a snicker in his voice, he goes, nice black stripes, Tiger. And then he walked away, and Tiger felt so embarrassed because he didn't have that beautiful golden coat because of the black stripes. So that's why now when a tiger's seen out in the woods, they're always hiding because they're embarrassed because they're always looking for wisdom. And that is how the tiger got his black stripes. Again, not a Native American story. It's an ancient Asian story. But isn't it interesting how a creature feels like he has to have wisdom to be able to achieve something, when all the time he had wisdom, but he had to have someone else give him a lesson, teach him something. I find it kind of interesting. We all have our own paths of finding wisdom, our own type of wisdom. Man uses wisdom to get away from a bad situation. Other animals use their wisdom to be able to find food or shelter. We all have wisdom. Sometimes we have a tendency to go that extra mile in either a good way or go that extra mile in a bad way. Now, it's up to you to decide which is your way to find your wisdom. I'm Wayne Winding Eagle. Thank you for joining me. Wadu. May the Great Spirit always be with you.